Hey YouTube! So I got a Fender Strat. I did one of my Trade Tuesday things. I actually did the video earlier on today. It's uploading right now, but I fancied playing it. So yeah. So as you can see here, fancy figure top. That's a photo. So it's a Fotoflame. I'm 94 or 95 according to the serial number. This is a higher definition camera, so that should give it a bit. As you can see, it's got cracks and dents and stuff in it. I filled these in with a bit of pen. I think I'm going to keep this guitar, so I kind of like the sort of the curiosity factor of the photo finish thing. It's sort of interesting. As you can see, it's like the light. You can kind of always see the grain, which you can't normally see on a normal. If it just actually going to get this off without knocking it over, I can. So here's like what a normal grain does. If you move it round, the grain kind of moves. It doesn't. It's 3D. Whereas in this, it's not. It doesn't move. That's right. Yeah. So quick demo. I'm not quite finished setting it up yet. There's a few tweaky things. I don't have the trem arm. There's one snapped in the block. I'll put it all back together again. I talked about this earlier on today, so I'm gonna double up. I didn't have the original pickups and stuff in it, so it's now got CTS pot, Switchcraft switch. This is a DiMarzio DP stacked humbucker. This is a Fender lace sensor. This is a 1974, I believe, Fender pickup, which I've had for many years. I can't remember. I know who I got it off, but I can't remember why I've got it. I think, if I remember correctly, it's the holes that you screw the screws into, they were kind of threaded. So I think that was how I managed to acquire it for Sodal, or whatever it was. However I ended up getting it. So I just put bigger screws in. It seemed to work fine. Sorted. And it's got the usual Fender problem, so I had to put an elastic band on here to stop this string ringing every time I hit an open G. I had to put foam in the back to stop the springs vibrating. You see the cracks and stuff. See better in this video. See the cracks in the photo, and that's what the dents in the front look like before I filled them in. I felt there's also lots of cracks on this. You can see, if you get the angle right, you can see them. But I kind of filled them in with this sort of filler crayon stuff, which seems to have made them almost go away. There was thoughts of really, I was going to paint it. I was thinking, buckifying it or something like that. But I kind of like to keep the oddness factor of the fact it's got the photo finish. It's a sort of slagging it off thing, because it's not a silly idea. I don't think it was really meant to be a thing. So they did it as a sort of a show, and then people bought them, so they kind of kept making them. This is right from the era when Fender really didn't know what they were doing price wise. I've got a guitar magazine. What's it from? It's from about 91 or 92 or something like that, and it's like, you look at the adverts for how much Fenders cost, and they're all over the place. It's like nowadays it's pretty obvious. They kind of start off at, like, I don't know, about 110 or 120 quid for the bullet, and then they kind of go up in sort of 50 or 100 pound ingredients. You get your sort of square bullet, and then you get your affinity, and then classic vibe, and then you get your sort of Mexican Fender, and then they kind of they sort of shelf up. Whereas round about this time, they were all over the place, because I've got an advert. I should look it up and stick it on my Facebook page actually, and it's got like Japanese Squires, Japanese are they Fenders or Squires? I don't know, but it's like they're kind of all higgledy-piggledy. So you're sitting there, and it's like between, so I think it's about 200 and 300 quid. You've got Mexican Americans don't like that. It's a Cheech and Chong film. I don't know where that song came from. So you get the Squires and the Mexicans and the Fender and the Americans all kind of within 100 quid of each other. And they're not necessarily in any order. It's like, so you could get like a higher spec Squire when they were called the Proton at the time, which were actually more expensive than the Mexican sort of basic model, and then there would be the next one up would be the sort of basic Japanese one, and then there would be a sort of more advanced Mexican one, then there'd be an American one, and there'd be a higher spec Japanese one. It was just like they were just all over the place. They didn't know how to price these things. So that's from this era. I have no idea how much these cost now until I look them up. Yeah, so just going a little bit of my jamboree. This is the neck pickup. This is the Fender 74 pickup. large pickup, which is a DiMarzio. It's kind of what I wanted. I wanted a like a sort of jangly low output type Strat, because I've got the Ibanez Blazer, which is high output pickups, and it's a bit more rock. But I wanted a sort of a 50s thing. It's got the 7¼ inch radius on the fingerboard. You know, it's a sort of 50s or 60s reissue type thing, as opposed to being a modern guitar. Whereas obviously the Ibanez isn't even a Fender Strat copy, really. It's sort of the same sort of idea, but they've done their own thing, kind of tried to make it a better guitar. Yeah, so I'll have a wee bit of there's a lace sensor in the middle, which I didn't mention, a gold Fender lace sensor with gold right on it. I think the colour makes a difference. Don't know. I think because it says Fender on it, it makes it one of the early ones. It's supposed to be noiseless, but I mean, I don't play it enough gain or enough volume to really notice. I don't use tons of pedals and stuff, so really the noises thing doesn't really affect me very much. Let's stick in pajama. What I'm going to stick a bass on it, just because I feel like it. I've just realised I don't have a strap on this bass, so I'll have to put it on. There we go. Yeah, so I've got the Blitzkrieg shop thing up there. I've just sold this bass to Blitzkrieg shop, so if you want this, go for it. That will get changed tonight. I'd squished that so it didn't crackle. How annoying. Well, it's not going to be easy to do, is it? When it's recording. Didn't really seem worth it for that, but there you go. So it's got some bass in it. And the great trick about putting it into the two amps is I can actually just turn the volume down a wee bit of the bass. A stereo jam pedal. Still comes with the bass amp. It's so quiet. Sounds broken. I don't think it sounds so bad if the bass is off. Why is the gain? The gain on the bass amp doesn't go to nothing. That one does. Yeah, it doesn't seem so quiet when the bass isn't on. Bridge. it doesn't seem to go to nothing. Bit of distortion. Sensor. That's the Joyo US Dream pedal. This is the twin note fuzz. very Fendery sounding Fender, so this. Yeah, I'm doing this video today because I would just want to play the guitar, and I'm going to go in tomorrow and drop off that bass and one of the Stratocasters to the Blitzkrieg. So what I'm going to do, immediately after this, is just rip that tone pot out and put another one in. Normally the switch cleaner does just clean these things, and it clearly did before, but that was like a week ago, and the scratches just come back, so I'm just going to put another pot in. It'll take 10 minutes. So this is a weird guitar, just with the... It's doing exactly the same as what that Antoria Telly there is doing. I'm still not quite finished with this one either, but this has got Fender Geosonic pickups in it. And it's kind of sounding like this. It seems to be very quiet when you're on clean. Exactly the same as that, so it's probably just a copy of the same pickup, but like when you've got it in clean, it seems really quiet, and then when you stomp on a distortion, it seems to just ramp it up ridiculously, whereas most of the guitars I've got, the way they're set up just now on the floor, the pedals, is I've kind of set them so that the clean sounds the sort of same volume as when you stomp on the pedal. You know, it's a bit... it's the same volume but distorted, whereas in this, but then again, maybe it's something to do with the amp, because the amp's already running you know, the backing track. Maybe it's, it don't seem that quiet there. Okay, maybe it does, sounds like playing at the end of an AM radio. Oh, there's two pedals. Rat pedal, one I used to always use, but I don't use as much anymore. Yeah, so it's quite a nice guitar. I quite like it. I suppose I don't know how well it fits into my you know, having a real Fender, so I can compare it better to a lot of the guitars I like. You know, things like the Blazer and the Casio and a couple of Washburns I've got that are sort of stratty, because this is like a Fujigen who actually made some of them as well. So it's like they kind of knew what they were doing. So it's really more of a sort of slight design change, rather than being a different type of guitar. It kind of fits in being a Japanese one, seeing as I'm mad for the Japanese guitars. In fact, every guitar you can see just now is Japanese, apart from that one, which is mine. I made, which is Scottish. And I do like my Japanese guitars, which this kind of fits into both categories. It's both a Fender and it's Japanese. And it does have, I'm noticing now that it's got the radius fingerboard thing. I said in the video, I didn't really notice. I think the reason for that is because the first guitar I ever had with the radius thing was just a couple of months ago, when I got the Squire Bullet, which is basically the same factory as this. And it's the first one I've ever had that's had a radius fingerboard, so I noticed it. Whereas this one, because I'm already used to the Squire Bullet, it's no longer a new thing for me. So it's kind of like, it's fine, it's just usual. Someone's also, if you look up these, it also says something about being a V-neck, or a slight V, and it's like, I don't know. So the thing is, when I'm talking about a V-neck, I'm used to, I've already had this down off the wall once, but I'll do it again. I don't think anyone, you get like a V-neck and then you get this, which is what Washburn considered to be a V-neck. I don't know if you can see just quite how V that is, but I mean, that is like, it's a super V. It's a pure Toblerone, whereas this maybe got hints towards that, rather than being, you know, an actual full on. I don't know if there's maybe a deep V. You get deep V hulls in boats, so maybe it's a deep V, or I can't think of another word, an extreme V or a heavy V, and then maybe you get a sort of light one where it's sort of, I can't really tell. I don't know. It does have which I've seen before in guitars, I didn't realise it was a Fendery thing. The fret markings kind of sit halfway between the rosewood board and the neck, which I've got guitars that have done that. I don't, what difference that makes, I don't know. It's got a very nice looking rosewood though. It's very, very, very dark. It looks like quite a premium thing. The actual guitar's really light though, like compared to what I'm used to. You know, like with the heavy duty stuff. So this is. I need to look up see what it's actually made of. But I'd heard roughly about these Fotoflame ones before. You know, I've heard the name but never really noticed them. But I think it'll be the same as like, see when you buy a new car. Like when I first got the Fiat Panda, it was like, oh, Fiat Panda. I was like, don't know if you ever see very many of them. The next time I was in the car, there were just millions of them everywhere. I just never noticed. Whereas I think that's probably what's going to happen with these. I'll probably see an awful lot of Japanese Fenders, and I'll maybe end up knowing a little bit more about them. It's kind of, I don't generally tend to sort of scroll past these things that I'm looking up on eBay and stuff like that. So maybe now I'll stick about a bit more, and maybe I will end up having Fenders and Gibsons and stuff. You know, I don't know. But it seems to be a really nice guitar. And I only changed the pickups because the ones that were in it were, I think, but not 100% sure, like just when someone, the previous owner had bought, you know, like a pre-wired pickguard from China for 20 quid or whatever, and then just taken all the parts so they didn't have to solder it and just stuck them all in this. So that's why I've got I'm using up stuff out of my parts box that I was kind of waiting for something for, you know, it's like, what do you do with a 1974 Strat pickup? I mean, I must have had that for like 5 years or something like that. It used to be in the middle position in my Kramer Focus actually. But it's like to try and find something to put it in. I'll get a box of pickups that's like pretty fancy ones. I've got like an Ibanez Super 80 and a few Washburn Power Sustains and stuff like that. They're kind of waiting for the right guitar to put them in. And I got to the point, what did I end up? I ended up putting an amazing Yamaha session pickups that were in the box for a year, and then I was doing up my Kramer Focus, which I've just mentioned, and I thought, why not just put them in that? Because at least I've still got them. If I find what I really want to put them in, and actually I can use them, whereas there's not really any point in them sitting in the box doing nothing. I've got an amazing looking Bill Lawrence Telly bridge pickup, which I've had for about 2 years as well, that I've never put it in a guitar. So I mean, it's going in a Washburn Force eventually, partly because it's white and the pickups that are in the Force are white, apart from the Telly bridge pickup, which is black. So cosmetic reasons as well. I'm not sure this lace sensor will be staying in the middle, although a lot of people complain that when they're picking, their pick hits off the pole pieces in the middle pickup, so that could be a reason for having like a poleless pickup in the middle. Just to me, it kind of doesn't look authentic. Mind you, it's not an authentic guitar. It's got a stupid Fotoflame thing on it. Yeah, so I don't know when you'll see this video. It is today, and there's a video uploading just now from a Trade Tuesday, which this might be sort of the end of one leg of it. And I'm going to go into town tomorrow, and I'm going to have another go at dipping a guitar. I've done 3 how to dip a guitar videos, and they've all failed. 2 so far, and they've all failed. I've done 3 guitars over 2 things, and they've kind of all failed. So I'm going to try it again tomorrow. I think the problem I'm having with the dipping is it's too cold outside. And the paint's not reacting properly. It all just seems to clump on the bottom of the guitar. So once I get one that works, I'll put them all up rather than just putting up videos. The feeling is if I put up a video of doing it and it failing, I'll just have lots of comments of people who've done it before and go, oh, watch all these videos and stuff, and it's like, yeah, but I want to get it right so I can show you some failures and then one that works, and then I can sort it out. It's like, I know I have watched videos of folk doing dipping and stuff, and it's just I don't have like a barrel, I don't have super hot temperature outside, you know, these things are kind of different, and it's also I don't really want to just make it look exactly like, you know, the Ibanez Gem that's got the dip on it, and I'd rather have it looking a bit mad. I mean, that one there I classed as a failure. That was the first one I tried to do, and it sort of didn't work, but I ended up with something and it looks quite mad, so I'm quite happy with that, just for that guitar. That's the main contender with this. Expect a video shortly. I've just ordered more strings, so expect a video shortly of comparisons between a real Fender Strat and other guitars I've got, even though they are all Japanese and all within like 10 years of this one as well, so they're probably an awful lot more similar than they should be. But as I said, this one's a little bit more 50s or more vintagey feeling because it's got the radius fretboard and, you know, wee things. It's got the Clausen style tuners on it. Yeah, and it's 3 single coils, so it's quite often they've got, you know, that one there's got humbucker in it, stuff like that. So rock on, stay safe, and not quite Merry Christmas time yet. Still got another couple of weeks before Christmas comes along. Rock on.